Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's beautiful here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. According to my car, it's 54 degrees as a high. But there's your southern Rockies, and you combine it in with the desert. And the endless desert on this side makes for a beautiful trip. I am headed kind of northwestbound, again, continuing my going kitty corner across New Mexico. I'm going to be going to the Four Corners Monument today. I just got done visiting the Breaking Bad TV series Walter White's house. Unfortunately, the woman is out front waving at everybody, and then looks like she has family showing up for a reunion or something. They have food going on at the garage and everything. Maybe they do that on a daily basis to, for people that are coming up there to be TV fan stalkers, I guess. I don't know. I don't make for a very good TV fan stalker. I got a clip of it as I drove by the other way. But I decided not to go up there and introduce myself or do any of that. Too shy to meet that kind of stranger in that kind of situation, I guess. As of last night, I was coming up from Roswell, New Mexico. I decided to come up there last second and come up here for Albuquerque today. There's a speed trap in a small little town in Albuquerque or something. I don't know, it starts with an A. And anyway, you're driving right along 70 miles an hour in like a double lane like this, and all of a sudden it goes to a single lane, as you turn around the corner in a blind corner, you don't even see it coming. The lanes change in, and then all of a sudden it goes from 70 to 35 with no advanced warning, like a speed zone warning ahead sign or nothing. The most normal places go speed zone ahead, and then they drop down to 55, and then they do speed zone ahead and get down to 30. They give you some time to get legal with the speed limit when they drop the speed limit down. This place didn't. It just went from 70 right to 35, and I knew when I went from 70 right to 35 that most likely that's a speed trap, so I slammed on my brakes and got down to 35 just barely in time. And sure enough, a block into that town, there's a cop sitting there just waiting for people to get there. No warnings or nothing. I don't know if that could be legal or not. People should contest that. They're just trying to get Roswell, New Mexico tourists that are going there for aliens, the state's trying to get them in speeding, or the city or county or whatever that was. He followed me through the town there too. But not only are they have a tax on that, they have a tax on gas right around Roswell. It was the $2.35 a gallon or $2.45 a gallon, your choice. And everywhere else is $2.17 on either end of Roswell. And then Roswell, New Mexico, I don't know if it just snows there or what. It had a little bit of flurries of snow in Albuquerque, but for the most part, it was like this coming out of or going into Roswell. No snow or nothing. But then when you're in Roswell itself, it had snow covered back, like it literally just snows or just rains right in that one spot. It's completely strange. Then I noticed last night driving, my light habit at driving at night, this light switch, when you click it forward, it brings on the brights. When you click it back towards you, it brings on the dim. And on paper, that sounds like the right way, the safe way to do it. But I miss the 1980s model cars where you just flick the thing back toward you and it went bright, and flick the thing back toward you again and it went dim. That way you can control the steering wheel and everything with one hand. Just click, click, click. You can do that with this, but they have it set up ass backwards, where if you click it in and hold it, it'll turn your brights on to bright people. It's just like, here, if you want to insult somebody on the road, here you go. You have an easy way to just bright somebody for the hell of it. This does not make any sense the way they make cars these days. But I miss the 1970s models pickups, where you had the foot feed on your foot feed, where if it, I was most of the time back in the day, those smaller half-ton pickups or quarter-ton or whatever they call them were always built automatic, so you had your left foot free because you didn't have no clutch. So they made a foot dimming switch down here on the floor where you could just flip it with your foot. Literally, those were beer driving pickups, man. You could drive with your right hand, with your left hand, have a beer in your right hand, control the gas with your right foot, and control the dimmer switch for the lights with your left foot. Not that I would go, down the road drinking beer or anything, but man, that was the beer drinking time of truck. You could do everything at once. Talk about multitasking. If you're coordinated enough to do it, though, you'd have to have your feet and your arms and stuff doing everything. But I miss those days, and I just thought of that last night when I was having to flip this switch forward. It's kind of annoying to flip it forward and then flip it back all the time. I hope if I get into expediting that those vans are built like the 1980s model pickups, where you just flick the switch back toward you for bright and flick it back toward you again for dim. That'd be so easy. But well, back in the day when they didn't have cruise on those 1970s model pickups, man, you were on your foot your right foot all the time, so it felt like your left foot needed something to do. So it was perfect for at night when you had traveled wrong and you could flip the switch on the dimmer to give your left foot something to do. But those were the days, long gone, bye-bye now. This is the beautiful scenery I get to see today for a little while, until I hit off the road on Highway 555, I think it is, up to Farmington, New Mexico, and then right at the New Mexico state line on that corner, like I say, is the Four Corners Monument, and I'll go over that further in the next clip. But I just want to talk to you about the speed trap and the lighting. And then I went to Albuquerque and saw a couple of different places for Breaking Bad, but they both had
After
stuff going
2
on.
miles, take the exit
So I decided not to film it.
US 550, northbound, Highway 44, towards Placitas.
It's a Tom, but I'm listening to, I think her name was Sandy on The Voice. So Sandy's telling me where all to go all the time, constantly, like any other typical woman. Like and subscribe, leave comments, we'll catch you on the next clip. I apologize for the wind ahead of time. This is pretty strong here. But I wanted to show you something on my stop on the way. Albuquerque, New Mexico is about 15 minutes that way, so not 15 minutes away from city limits of Albuquerque. It's some beautiful prime real estate for car camping. You can pull down here overnight, back up toward the gate. You'd have to listen to the highway a little bit, obviously. And that does say no trespassing, but that means on that side. That's where the start of private property starts. Which I'm sure is because a lot of car campers and backpackers and hikers and everything else have tried to go in there hunting and doing everything else, and the guy wants to keep you out of there. But at the approach here, it's completely legal on the easeway for the public at highway easeway to sleep there overnight if you wanted to, as long as you're off the road. Good way, set back a ways off the road. This makes it for some perfect pictures for Facebook too. But I just wanted to show you that anywhere along the way, and there are roads, not just this guy's property, but down there further, there's roads where you have access to around where this property is, down there where the hills are, and the valley, and the lake down that way, and etc. But that's the southern tip of the Rockies that you're looking at, and New Mexico, Albuquerque. This right here is what makes getting out here and doing it worth it. I can't tell you how many times I've been out here, just unbelievable sights and all completely free. Well, as long as you have the gas to get out there, completely free to do it yourself. There's places you can go that are not tourist traps that don't cost money. So you can get out here and just explore and see the beauty of nature as a whole. If it wasn't for the highway next door, it'd be a lot better, but this, I don't know, you just can't beat it. Catch your next clip. To tell you, I just can't get over the scenery out here. Sorry, the phone's zoomed in a little, so you can get a little better perspective of it. But the mix of the sky, the clouds, the southern tip of the Rockies, and the desert combined, where the geographical landscape changes, right at the edge of where it changes. Awesome scenery. Just giving you all a driver's side view of driving this road in case you never get the chance to do it yourself, but I highly recommend everybody gets out here and does this for themselves. Anyone who likes traveling, I guess. Because there are people out there who can't stand to drive or ride around in a car or anything, let alone go travel on road trips, but I understand that. Everybody's got their own unique hobbies that they like and don't like, and etc., and interest that interest them and don't interest them, and etc. But this right here is one of my best pastimes. The road is highly patrolled by local sheriff's deputies, though. That's the fourth one that I've seen go by. Probably trying their best to keep hikers and stuff off of other people's lands and etc. Because I mean, damn, the beauty out here. Go down a few more miles till that mountain, that southern tip of the mountain, gets to be more in view, and stop by again for more pictures for Facebook. But I just thought I'd let you see some of the surrounding hillside and stuff. Zoom out a little so you get a better perspective of it. Amazing. This phone doesn't even begin to do justice what I'm looking at. Sucks. I'm hoping one of these days we should be able to finally invent a phone that has a camera that does exactly what your eyes can see, instead of doing slightly different than what I see on a perspective of. And of course, some of it is the windshield. I mean, the further up here, I can tell it's the windshield bound down from the car, so that's not totally the camera's fault, but it is what it is. And excuse me for the wind, I don't have a wind capturing mic. This is another spot you could use. You could even pull your RV in back there, and the hill will help buffer the sound from the traffic. A little further down the road, but closer to that mountains, as you can see. More pictures for Facebook. Hard to believe, but I'm still on the same road. Now instead of desert and everything, it turned into trees. Greatest is I'm in Farmington, Utah, or Farmington, New Mexico. And after I gave the finance company where I was going to be kind of on the trail, it doesn't surprise me too much. The repo guy showed up and he's going to be towing my car, surrendered it with the keys. So I'll be catching a ride on Greyhound or thumbing it or doing something. The good news is it's not too cold tonight.